Hey guys, so I'm back with another science project for engineering design, and I hope you've been having fun with the last two projects you guys have been doing. It's really cool to see your pictures of your designs and videos of you working with your family. So I just thought it would be cool to have another project for you guys to work on at home with your families. And that brings me to this lesson. Okay, so again, you're going to be going through the steps of the engineering design process. This video is just to kind of explain a little bit more in detail what kinds of things you have to look out for, and give you just some overview, some information that you might need to help you with your designs. So the whole point of this week's design, your problem that you're trying to solve, is that you're going to build a structure that's going to hold as much weight as possible. So it doesn't really necessarily have to be about size or kind of like how the structure looks. It just has to be sturdy enough to hold as much weight as possible. And again, there are going to be some criteria and some constraints. So for the criteria, you have to make sure to build a structure that has a flat top so that you can stack books on top of it. And those books are going to be the weight that you are trying to make your structure hold. So the more books you can stack on top of it, the more weight your structure is able to hold. Another criteria is that your structure has to be 2 to 3 inches tall, not smaller and not bigger. Okay, so in between 2 to 3 inches tall, that way that you're making it sturdy enough for it to be able to hold as many books as possible. Some of the constraints, some of the things you have to follow are you only have 10 minutes to build. So I'm going to explain what you're building with in a bit, but once you have all your materials and you have your design, you select your brainstorming approach, you are only going to have 10 minutes to build. So please make sure you have a timer set so that you are building for 10 minutes. And then when the 10 minutes are done, you should have a flat top and 2 to 3 inches of a structure. And then you can weigh how many books it can hold. So for your materials, the main material that you are using in this structure are 10 plastic straws. So I asked you last week if you had straws, and the majority of you did at home. So if you have plastic straws, that's what you're going to use. You're going to use 10 of them. If you do not have plastic straws, please let me know as soon as possible. Don't wait until Friday when it's due for me to give you an alternative assignment, okay? Please let me know as soon as possible that you do not have 10 plastic straws, and I'll give you a different assignment you can submit for the same amount of credit, okay? So aside from those 10 straws, you can also use 10 pieces of paper. It could be computer paper, it can be construction paper, it can be line paper from your notebooks, as long as it's just 10 pieces of paper. If you notice, there is no criteria how big or small your paper can be, so you can get creative with that paper. Also, you can use tape this time. So you'll be able to use tape to secure your straws together, maybe put some paper together so that you can make it a little bit stronger, more sturdier, but you can use tape. You can also use paper clips. It's not really necessary, but if you want to use paper clips to secure your structures too, that's perfectly okay. If you don't have paper clips, don't worry about it. Just use some extra tape to hold your structures together. And this time you can also use scissors. So the other two projects that we've been doing have kind of been very restrictive on what you can and can't use. In this project, you are kind of a little bit more free to use a lot more materials so that you can build a strong enough structure. Okay, so again, the main material you need is 10 pieces of straw. Okay, so 10 plastic straws. and you can cut up those straws. You can fold them, bend them, do whatever you want with those straws, as long as you're using only 10. The other materials like tape are also pretty important. So you can use those to secure your structures. The pieces of paper and paper clips are not too necessary. If you don't have paper clips, that's totally okay. As long as you have the straws, you should be able to do this project. So after you have all your materials, you will be working on a brainstorm for about 3 minutes. Kind of brainstorm what kind of design you want to build, what your structure is going to look like, how you're going to stack your materials, but you're not really talking about if it's going to work yet. Once your teammates, if you're working with your families, once you all have your brainstorms out, then you're going to select one approach, and you can draw a quick sketch in that little square right there to kind of guide you on how your structure is going to look. There's a lot of really cool designs online. If you Google straw structures or plastic straw structures, there's some pretty neat designs. Just remember that it has to be 2 to 3 inches and has to have a flat top. So once you have your design, your sketch ready, then set a timer. You're going to have 10 minutes to build. Okay, so your families or just you by yourself, however you want to work it out, you're going to have 10 minutes to build. Once that timer goes off for 10 minutes, then you stop, and then you can weigh or test out your structure and see how much weight it can hold. And you can use your AR books, you can use any books that you have at home, the textbooks you took from school, whatever books you have, you can stack them on top of each other, and then you'll stop stacking when your structure collapses. So after it collapses, then it can't hold any more weight, and then you can weigh how many books you have. If you don't have a scale at home, you can just tell me how many books and about the size of the book so I can have an idea, or you can take a picture of how many books it was able to hold so I can see how much weight your structures held. Okay, then answer those 2 questions: how much weight it held, and what worked well in your design. So did you have a flat base? Did you have a stronger base, or did you have columns on the side that were pretty strong? Tell me what was the main point in your structures that helped it hold that much weight. Okay. Please also make sure that your pictures are submitted and also your worksheet. So fill out this worksheet and a picture or a video of you testing out your design so that I can see your projects in action. Okay, so again, if you don't have 10 plastic straws, please let me know as soon as possible so I can give you another assignment. And if you do, I hope you have a lot of fun building your structures, and I look forward to seeing all of them. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.